All right, here we go. TCU defense. Let's talk about what you're going to see from them on game day. You're going to always see this three down. Now, every once in a while, they will walk somebody up and he'll make it a four down. And the other thing that they'll do is you'll see somebody walk up and they'll get into a bear front, which means they'll cover up the center and the two guards. And then they'll have these outside walked up backers. And so you'll see a five down look. But a lot of their base scheme, I believe, is a 3-3-5, right? You have the three down linemen, you have the three backers. And then here you're going to see this right here is their five secondary personnel type guys. Now you could say, hey, well, that looks like a 3-4 scheme, and this player is a nickel player. That's true. You could call this a 3-4 scheme and that this player is a nickel, but the thing that it feels like to me, and I'm not diving so deep into this where I'm getting into are they matching exactly what the offense has personnel-wise, but it just seems to me as I watch this that the majority of the time, this player always is a secondary player. It's a nickel player. And so you could say that this is a true 3-3, like I said, 3-3-5. So let's get into some of the elements that make TCU unique. What you're going to see is you're going to see that any run game type look, you're going to see these backers, these edge backers, committing to the run. And what that does is that leaves a lot of man elements out here on the outside. Now, the reason why that's important to note is because I don't believe this player is in any type of man coverage with anybody here in the backfield or lined up at tight end. That's not what I believe. I think that he's playing more like a true apex zone player, which means here's the slot receiver. It'll be this man right here on the end, on the offensive line, lining up as a tight end. He's sitting in that apex spot. So I think he's playing like a true apex player. But once this is a run and he's getting a run read from his keys on the offensive line, he's going to commit himself to the run game, and then that's going to leave these islands like it's man coverage. So you're going to see this a lot, and you can kind of see right here. Watch when they get their run keys. Watch how hard downhill these guys are going to fly. And now, if you can notice here, notice the depth of this player in regards to the other backers. You're going to see this a lot. You're going to see this Mike play at a little bit different depth. Can I call it like a bump Mike? But you're going to see this. When they get their run keys, they are coming downhill hard. And you're going to see these plays made at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage a lot because of how they are coming downhill. But there are so many times that you can draw a picture around the box, and anytime it's a run play or it looks like a hard run sell, outside of it, you're going to see what looks like man elements. All right, let's talk about their man coverage schemes. You're going to notice that they're going to line up pre-snap. And even though this is happening from depth, they're lining up in man coverage. You can see it across the board right here. And then what you're going to see is you're going to see that even as they motion, all they do is they bump down, which means he'll bump to there. As it continues, they recognize, okay, I'll bump there. He goes all the way into number 3. All right, I'll be on him there. Now, some things to notice. Let's watch the backers. They're in their 3 down. You're going to bring one backer, so that means they're going to make it a 4-man rush. Now, this is interesting because the back gets chewed up here. What I mean by chewed up is the back stays in protection. Because the back stays in protection, one of these backers in this scheme most likely is going to green dog or add on. Now, they make a mistake, I believe. I do not think both of these backers are supposed to be adding on. I think that one of these backers is supposed to be dropping to the middle. You can't see it, but there's a free safety in the middle of the field. But I think that what this scheme is to the side that the back goes. That means that if he steps up in protection, that means that one of the linebackers should trigger and add on. But what you're going to see is the back scans in protection and slides over, and now he thinks, oh, well, he's blocking on my side, so if he blocks on my side, I'm going to add on. And that's why you get this unique look right here of both these guys adding on or green dogging. But now, let's back it up. Now it is just man across the board. There is no hole player in the middle, but there is a free safety deep. Now, something that you're going to see that is very consistent, and it'll come up in a later video, they press an outside guy. Number 2 is off, but number 3 is off even more. And then you'll see they have an apex player somewhere, or they have a backer that if it's straight pass, usually this guy goes and helps out. But in here, like I said before, these backers add on. because they are down, there's nobody underneath, and it's just a man pressure look right here. And you're going to see this in different ways, man pressure. So what we got to do on the outside, BYU needs to win in these man looks. They're going to be all over the place. If you get it where they bring pressure, now that's nice because there's more space in the middle of the field, but we're going to have opportunities in man coverage and we need to win. Okay, this is a really good clip to show how their defense reacts to run. I'm actually just going to let it play out a little bit, and you'll be able to see how quickly downhill they're going to come when they get their run keys out on the edge. All right, so as soon as that ball is snapped, you're going to see this hard reaction. Because of him getting straight up field, you're going to see a reaction here. You're going to see them getting their run keys. But then what you're going to get is you're going to get this little pull right here by this backside tackle getting front side on the run. And you're going to see them recognize, I'm going to get up for the puller. I'm going to get up for the next guy. Watch right here how quickly they react. Because this backer here, middle backer's reading his run key, watch how quick he goes. Everybody's getting in their spots, getting in their gaps. Watch him fill. You're going to be able to see a scrape. He's going to come for the puller. And like I said, he'll be coming for the carrier. Just like this. And the ball is made. Contact is made at 2 yards. You're going to see this, what I call like just contact at the line of scrimmage or just beyond the line of scrimmage. It seems to me that as I watch their tape, a big thing to them is if you are going to show us run here, we trust that we can play man coverage here, and so we are going to get downhill hard. And these guys are good with recognizing who's got to step up for the puller, who's got to step up for the ball carrier, who's got to step up for the lead guy. They work really well in conjunction with each other of recognizing roles and responsibilities, regardless if it is a front side run coming right at you, if it is a counter where they're going to pull somebody the other way. Whatever they do, these guys react pretty well with responsibilities. Okay, here we go. You're going to see them in man coverage. They're going to run with the motion. This is an easy little sprint out play, trying to get a little rub. Let's talk about why it works. BYU runs a very similar play, but I want to talk about some of the things that TCU is doing up front. We talked about this in the beginning, but there's their initial 3 down. And here are those edge backers that are walking up. Now, they're not in a jam front. It's not a bear front. I don't think that this guy right here, their D lineman is covering the guard. But nonetheless, they're getting in this 5 down front, which is very similar. You as an offensive line can still treat this like it's a bear front. You can still treat it like a 5 up front, which means, let's say we're in drop back pass protection, and let's say every one of these receivers is going to be getting out. We can just say 5-0, or some teams call it Bob. It basically just means our 5 are going to be straight up on your 5. If it was a 6-man protection, meaning if the back was going to stay in protection, we would go 5 for 5, and then his responsibility would be anybody else that blitzes, he is going to be responsible for that 6th person. But here you're going to get a little sprint out. So let's let it roll a little bit. It's man coverage. He's going to run with him. Anytime you get this player running with him, it's great to teach this guy, recognize, is somebody running across with the motion, or are they staying zone and they're bumping and they just bump guys? Now, it's man. So once it's coming across in man, this guy should know I'm going to try to run my route that creates some little type of rub that makes this player have to jump over the top of me. When he jumps over the top of me, that creates space from the receiver that's running the flat route and the defender that's covering him. The thing you also try to do is you try to push up and then go there, because that's going to catch his attention. A lot of the times, like the defenders are smart, right? If you just come right off the ball running there, he may take a step and then recognize, oh, here comes that flat route, and he's going to react really quick. But if you can push up a little bit, then go and make this guy jump over the top of you, now you've collected him and you've created space for your teammate. So here you can see him push up right there. Now he's going to try to just get in his way however he can. However I can get in his way, look where this guy's eyes are. They're still on the guy that he's guarding. And that's the space that's created right here. And this is a really easy pickup on 3rd and 4. All right, you're going to see this a lot. You're going to see these shell looks that at first glance look like, oh, they must be playing some type of zone coverage. They must be playing something on the back end in space. But the reality is there are man elements here. Watch as they run across. he is going to say, hey, he's going across the ball, so now we're going to kick our safeties. We're going to move that whole coverage scheme. Let's bump it over a player as he works the other side of the field. So that's what happens. He runs the other side of the field. Watch the players start to pass things off to man. You're going to see a little call right here. He's going to say he's going to get all the way outside. This player is going to get all the way outside here. So that means that's going to be your responsibility here. And so you're going to see locked up. You're going to see him locked up here. And what you're going to see is a player is going to come on the backside here. And you're going to have a defender trying to run with him. And he's going to run into his own guys. So right here as they go across, here it's moving. Right as the ball is snapped, you're going to get somebody from on the line of scrimmage. This player right here is going to work across. Watch as he tries to run through, he runs into his own guys. Now, this is that Mike bump that I was talking about. You're going to be able to see we got backer, and this is the Mike. And you can see that he almost sits in this little triangle position. Now, I've seen teams do this before. Texas a few years back would do this. There's some teams in the Big 12 that do this. And I don't know why they feel, but there's got to be something to it of why they feel this is beneficial. I don't know if it's because they feel like these guys are going to be aggressive, and then so they've put him on another level so that now maybe they feel like this is their key player. We can let him play in a little bit more space. The other thought process might be as linemen try to get up to second level backers, this is where they get up to. We are keeping him free of these linemen trying to get up to the second level. Whatever it is, you're going to see it throughout the game, that you're going to see this little bump. Watch right here. They look even, and then all of a sudden, watch as a little motion happens, he's going to back up for space. And as he back ups for space, those are some of the thoughts that kind of go through my head. But you're going to see, here's a man scheme, and as he tries to run across and stay with his guy, watch what happens. Watch the recognition of the play design, and somebody's going to come and going to jump him in the flat. Watch right here. See this? That's that player's taking him. He recognizes it's man coverage. They're still in man coverage on the backside. And now watch the flow of all of these guys. They're going to recognize what's going to happen. He's going to go for the quarterback. They're going to stay in pursuit. And unfortunately, the camera kind of loses it downfield. But the main reason I put this on tape is because I just want to show as they motion across, I'm telling you, for so many people, this just looks like, oh, zone shell, right? But it's not. It's a man scheme elements everywhere, and they're going to try to run through space as we bring people sliding from the opposite side. All right, here we go. A little taste of some zone coverage. So here we go again. It's going to look like this shell, but you're going to notice some things. Here they already have a fourth element, a backer walked up on the line of scrimmage. You're going to see that he is going to drop, and they are going to bring a backer on the inside. It's a four-man rush. They're going to go to a four-man rush, and then you're going to watch out here. You're going to see he's going to sink, he's going to sink, he's going to sink. They're going to play a three-deep zone here. Okay, and as they play this three-deep zone, you can say that they are clouding to the boundary. And what clouding means is it means you have a corner that's going to come down, and he's going to play the flat. And then you have a safety that is going to go over the top, and he is going to play a zone scheme, a zone coverage over the top. Now, he can be a half player up here, and he can also be a third player back here. Here, he's playing deep third. You have another deep third player, and you have another deep third player. And then what they're doing is this is their four underneath. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, you may say, well, gosh, they're not really evenly spaced based on the field. They're not. What they're doing is they are getting up into the boundary. They're walling and carrying. He's going to play cloud here. They're not allowing any quick pass up here to the boundary. And then down here to the field, he's going to react to a player going to the flat. And then now you can see this middle player who's actually a hook player. This is the flat player here. This is the hook player here, but he's going to play almost in the middle of the field. So it's 3 deep, 4 under. They know what they're looking for. He knows that if he breaks hard there and the quarterback's eyes are here, he's going to be looking for some type of inbreaker. Watch him move, recognizing. Right there, see him start to move with the quarterback's eyes? He recognized there's a good chance that when he gets his buddy right here running out to the flat, he may have something working in here, which is exactly what it is. Now, they pick up this throw. It's a completion, but this is what you're going to see a little bit of the time. You can tell right off the bat, look at these guys move. Those are not movements of their man scheme. You start to see them sink with depth. Nobody's coming downhill and matching anybody. They're sinking with depth. Key indicator, zone scheme right away. Okay, really cool play design here by Iowa State with a little help from TCU running into each other. But what you're going to see here is you're going to see this counter action, right? They're going to get a little counter action. They're trying to get a little pin. So what that means is they're trying to create a little pin here. They're going to pull out here on the front side, and they're trying to get these guys to step up hard. If you remember earlier in the breakdown, I said this is something that TCU does a really good job of, how they attack when they get their run keys. So what Iowa State is doing is they're trying to get them to step up for their keys, and then they're going to run a little tight end pop seam right here. Now, as you can see, here comes this run look. You can see the TCU players stepping up hard. This is where they get a little help. Right here, this is the man defender on this tight end. He's actually going to recognize, he steps up. Oh, sorry, you know what? I circled the wrong guy. It's that guy. This is the man defender on the tight end. This is the player that he gets a little help from. But what happens is, as he steps towards guarding his guy, the tight end that's going to run this little pop seam, he runs into the player that is trying to step up because it's his responsibility to get up into these pullers. He's needing to attack and make contact with them at the line of scrimmage or just beyond the line of scrimmage. And it just so happens that he runs into and picks the guy that is guarding the tight end. The tight end is able to slip through there. But let's go back just a little bit again to the beginning. Remember how I talked about these players here that are like these apex players right here? Well, I believe that this is not a man player. I believe this is a zone player. But because of his commitment to run game, now it leaves them in what is a lot of man coverage around it. I do believe that they start with man. And I do believe that he's in man coverage. And I believe these linebackers are probably banjoing the running back, which means if he goes there, he's going to take him. If he goes there, he's going to take him. But you get these players here because of the scheme. Look, it's only a 3-down scheme. And so what they do is they have excess players here at the second level. And so they can play this apex player that if he gets immediate pass keys, he's going to drop and he's going to help out. And he's going to make this a 3-over-2. 2-man players and him helping out. But watch, as soon as he's getting that, see him slow play it? He's so slow playing and he gets what he believes is a run scheme. You can see him start to come in. Now it's pulled. Watch what happens once it's pulled. Watch his recognition. It's pulled. I got to get off into coverage. Here's the quarterback's eyes right here. And they're actually able to hit this. This is really cool that they hit this. One is because it's very unique to me that he's going to run this little pop and he's going to get down this crease. A lot of the times you see teams try to get these guys to bite, and then where that pop goes is that pop goes here, not this far inside. But it works for him. It works for him, and they're able to hit it, and it's a really cool play design into some open space there. Okay, this is a good clip. Again, you can recognize where this Mike backer is at. You can see this little bump, or that he's like the top of the little triangle in there. Again, there's some questions I have of to why, like in this unique look right here. I'm watching the offensive line. The offensive line is working front side here, and you get a sifter going on the back side. And this player is going to work around here while these guys react hard to the run. It's a really unique scheme right here. I just can't help but feel like it's to keep him off of these guys so that as backers try to work up to that second level, he's free-flowing. Now, why he's working here when the offensive line is working there, I don't know. That would be a question for their defensive coordinator. But again, going back to some of the things I see. Look at this out here. These guys look like they're playing man coverage, but watch what's going to happen. This guy actually has eyes on number 2. So when he gets the quick out from number 2, he's going to read and react, all right? Some people call this a trap corner right here because what he's doing is he's looking for an outbreaker that then he can jump. Some people call this a palms look, which palms means if this player goes vertical and he sees number 2 go vertical, he's going to sink and play like a quarters look, and he's going to play over the top as well. But if he sees number 2 go to the flat, run a quick out, run a bubble, any of that, his eyes are on him. He's now going to react hard. And because of that, this player is going to go over the top and play half over the top. And so that's what you're getting right here. You're getting that look up top. Watch as the ball is being delivered. Look at him drive and look at him running over the top. He is keying number 2 and trying to see what he does. That's a trap corner. Now, again, back to this player. Very, very unique of what he's doing. The entire run is working this direction, and he is working back here. Those are some questions. Like I said, I would like to ask the defensive coordinator and just say why. Why? The last element, watch this slow play right here by this nickel player. He is seeing run keys, and watch him slow play it. He wants to make sure that he doesn't commit too hard and then not be able to help out here on any pass. So he slow plays it, and he's letting all of these 6 players in here do the work. You guys do the work right here. You guys be the one that crashes hard. I'm going to slow play. What they're trying to do is they're trying to limit the RPO game. They are not trying to let the quarterback get a key of committing and then be able to just pull the ball out here. They're going to make you call kind of a predetermined, oh, is it clean? This quarterback is making a decision. I can take that. Well, now right here it's going to be a little dicey because of this trap corner. But the ball's completed. They make the play. And then the defender hits it. All right, a key to beating this defense at times is going to be winning with speed. They are fast defense, but because of their commitment to stopping the run game, here's an example of down here by the goal line, they're able to win out on the edge because of speed. It's just a simple option play, but because of these keys right here, because of these run keys right here going straight forward, watch these backers all come downhill and watch this player for 1 split second. They're trying to get somebody up to him. The goal on option is to leave that in player. The next part of option is because you're leaving that in player, you need to be able to get up. Excuse me, hit the wrong one. You need to be able to get up and block this guy. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get a block, leave this guy, and then block everybody else. So what happens is they don't get all the way up to him, but because of that little hesitation right there, because of him sitting right there, identifying what's happening, and this running back getting out here on the edge, they win with speed right there. And I know that he's making the hit, just like we talked about. He's wrapping up 2 yards, right, within the line of scrimmage. That's everything that TCU wants to do. The more I watch them on D, the more I feel like they're going to say, in this area of the field with these players, we're going to use their speed and we're going to get to the edges and to the sideline, and we are going to use our run keys to make contact at or within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. And then we're going to man you up out here. They're doing exactly what they want to do, but they get beat with speed to the edge, just enough to be able to get into the end zone. Okay, a couple elements of their defense to watch here. On this sprint out, we're first going to watch these edge players right here, these backers. We talked about in the beginning, they go 3 down. They trust their 3 down because they know that this next level of guys are going to react fast to their run keys. All right, going back to their scheme, I know there are elements that make it look like a 3-4, but I believe here, there's your 3-3-5 right there. I think this is truly what they are, a 3-3-5. And now I want to talk about the coverage. All right, what they're doing here to bunch, see this bunch look right here? A lot of teams like to come up here and match somebody at the point, play in and out behind it. These guys are playing what a lot of teams call top hat, right? And what that means is, or it's a invert, triangle invert. What it is these are the in and out players. I'm going to take the player that's working out. I'm going to take the player that's working in. I have whoever else is pushing vertical. So there's ways to beat it, but what you're going to see here is they're trying to run. They're going to run an outside go. They're going to run a vertical. And then this inside guy is going to push, and he's going to break on the out. So what they're trying to do is they are trying to occupy the player, the defender, that is waiting for the outbreaker. Okay? They're disregarding, saying, we're not going to even worry about him. What we're trying to do is we're trying to run vertical here. When this player is influenced by 2 verticals, he has to back up a little bit. And it's going to be just enough for us now to break on this out and win. And that's what happens right here. As you can see him start to turn his back right here. He turns his back because he feels he's got to turn his shoulders. Because what if this player right here, meaning, let me back up just a little bit. If they were to go wide and go, and let's say they were to go vertical and he runs a whip route, this player is going to be responsible for that outside go. So what they do is they make that vertical stem at him to threaten him, just like they're doing right there. See him have to honor it. In that little few steps that he takes to honor it, you sneak that out. And that's why they're able to get this right here. So the elements you have You have the offensive line moving in like a sprint protection to the right. Because of that look, these guys are going to step up hard. Quarterback is going to sprint out. You have a good vertical stem here, widening. That's going to influence him just enough that we can sneak this quick out. And on 3rd and 2, that's an easy first down pickup. Okay, here's a look that's going to show you when they walk somebody up pre-snap on the line of scrimmage. So here they're going to be they're still in I'm going to say like a 3-down structure, because you have the nose that's covering the center. You have guys on a tackle. This is on the outside of the tackle, but they're going to walk up one of the backers. They're going to give you a 4-down look, but this is so simple outside of it. You got press man on the outside. Now, this is something that you're going to see a lot. They do trust this press man on the outside, and then inside of them, it's going to be off man, right? Off man. So here in this empty set, we got man across the board, and then you're going to see this hole or rat player, we call him, in the middle of the field. It's going to read zone eyes, and then you're going to have a free safety in the middle of the field. So all this is cover one. You can call it one plug, one hole, one rat, but these are the things that you see a lot of the times in their man coverage. Press on the outside, off to the slot players, and here, now not every look, but you saw this in the cover 3 look. In a 3-down look, they'll just walk the backer up and they'll tell you, yep, we're bringing 4. Because 4 is the standard rush, right? 3, those are your drop 8. So when you bring 3, it's like your prevent. But here, 4 standard rush, this is not pressure. Yes, you have a linebacker that is adding on. But he's only making it a 4-man rush. But here you're going to see this a bunch with them, where it's just they're going to show you we're going to play man across the board here. We're going to bring a backer to bring 4, and we're just going to play you straight up. The thing that they can do is they can add him. They can bring a 5th element and play cover 1 blitz. But in this game against Iowa State, you see this where you see them sometimes start in a shell, and then they just come in these and these guys that are over the slot players, they just walk up and they just play a soft man on those inside slot players. Okay, here's a look that's going to show you when they walk somebody up pre-snap on the line of scrimmage. So here they're going to be they're still in I'm going to say like a 3-down structure, because you have the nose that's covering the center. You have guys on a tackle. This is on the outside of the tackle, but they're going to walk up one of the backers. They're going to give you a 4-down look, but this is so simple outside of it. You got press man on the outside. Now, this is something that you're going to see a lot. They do trust this press man on the outside, and then inside of them, it's going to be off man, right? Off man. So here in this empty set, we got man across the board, and then you're going to see this hole or rat player, we call him, in the middle of the field. It's going to read zone eyes, and then you're going to have a free safety in the middle of the field. So all this is cover 1. You can call it one plug, one hole, one rat, but these are the things that you see a lot of the times in their man coverage. Press on the outside, off to the slot players, and here, now not every look, but you saw this in the cover 3 look. In a 3-down look, they'll just walk the backer up and they'll tell you, yep, we're bringing 4. Because 4 is the standard rush, right? 3, those are your drop 8. So when you bring 3, it's like your prevent. But here, 4 standard rush, this is not pressure. Yes, you have a linebacker that is adding on. But he's only making it a 4-man rush. But here you're going to see this a bunch with them, where it's just they're going to show you we're going to play man across the board here. We're going to bring a backer to bring 4, and we're just going to play you straight up. The thing that they can do is they can add him. They can bring a 5th element and play cover 1 blitz. But in this game against Iowa State, you see this where you see them sometimes start in a shell, and then they just come in these and these guys that are over the slot players, they just walk up and they just play a soft man on those inside slot players. Here's a clip from the red zone. Here it's the end of the second quarter. You can see it's tied 7-7. They put together a little 2-minute drive here. And just like that last clip that I showed where they played man with a whole player, it's going to be these looks here where you're going to see, watch this box. Watch all of these guys commit to the run right here. Watch them commit to the run. And what does that do? That gives us man here out on the outside. And as you can see, because of the structure of press man on the outside, off man on the inside. You're going to get these opportunities for these corner routes. You're going to get these opportunities for a run fake here on the inside. Look at the shallowness of the safety. If you want to, you can even take shots up here over the top because of how shallow this safety is and how aggressive he's playing in the run game. Here, this is not a true press here to the boundary. He's not up in his face. You can even get that look that you'll see BYU run where they're going to run that cross concept. They're going to give a inside run look, get everybody to step up. There's going to be a lot of opportunities here in the scoring zone, in the red zone, to create this play pass where it's man coverage on the outside, and you're going to get these guys to bite on any type of run action. The other thing that you can see is just like from the beginning where they showed movement because of a man player on one side of the field having to work across, you can slip a player out into the flat and you can pick and try to rub whatever person is running across with him. Now in this look right here, because of how hard they are coming, they're going to actually make the end man on the line of scrimmage be responsible for him. So if you can get a little slip right there because of the run fake, it might be tough, but if he can maybe just get a wrong arm him, get off out there, it can be there. The other thing that you can do is that look where you see this player come out on the edge, slip him trying to get up to the next level to block this backer that reacts. And this is where you get that QB keep if he can get this guy to bite enough. Okay, so I watched that Iowa State game, pulled clips from the first half, and I wanted to just take a peek at another game just because of what they were giving Iowa State, also because of Iowa State's offense and the way that they really were running the ball a lot, trying to use only certain things in their pass game. I felt like, man, maybe this is giving just a little bit of a limited look. So I wanted to jump to a different game, and I went to this West Virginia game. And, with all those man looks that they were giving Iowa State, I wondered if I was going to see the same thing. And sure enough, what do you get? They give West Virginia something a little bit different. First play of the game, they're going to play this cover 3. As you can see, they zone drop. There's your deep 3. And then they're going to play. These are going to be your corners, all right? If they don't bring a backer here, a lot of the teams will call this big top, 3 double cloud. So if they were to not bring a backer, which means none of these guys add on, but if they were to drop, that's going to be 3 deep, 5 under. Now, as you see, they bring a guy. So they bring a guy and then they add on. So right here, this rush, this is a 5-man rush. Now, I believe that this player is actually responding to the run. I don't think that he is full on just blitzing. What I think he's doing, watch his key. He's going to react. That run key right here tells him run. So he steps up. So he reacts run. I think this guy sees play fake, and I think he's reacting to the quarterback. So that's why you get that reaction there. This backer here, he sees zone, sift scheme. He sees fake run. Now the quarterback rolls out. I believe he's responding as well to edge guy, just as if the quarterback was keeping it on a zone pull where he's reading and he's going to zone keep. I think he's reacting the same way. But you get a pass play here. They get a quick little pickup. They pick up about 7-8 yards. But first play of the game, they go drop zone coverage, and it's 3 deep. Okay, it's a 3rd and 1 opening drive, and I'm still seeing elements of exactly what I saw against Iowa State. Here you can see it's press man. This is the soft man to slot, your press man on the outside. Softer man to the slot player, but because he's a tight end that's attached, he's going to step up a little more because of run game. And then watch, just like we talked about the box, how they're going to get run keys and react. And here's that player that is the apex player. He's going to slow play any type of potential RPO or QB keep. If the QB were to fake this outside zone and he's going to keep it, this is the player that's going to be responsible. But this is who TCU is. Shows up again. They're true to it. They're going to trust that they can be in coverage here and press on these edges out on the outside. Boundary field, it doesn't matter. And then you got that soft man player there. But watch them get downhill. And just like I said in the run game, right, what do they want to do? They want to make contact at or behind. I say at or within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now here they make it behind. But you can see, imagine if you had some type of play pass here. Where's the safety? right? At times, they are really, really shallow in this box. Down in distance, it's 3rd and 1. They're going to take a gamble that we're going to get everybody up there. And if you're going to try to do something in man coverage out here, there are opportunities for shot plays. It's just, do you got the guts to do it? Can you step up here on 3rd and 1, backed up, right? Backed up, and say, all right, yep, we can go ahead and take that shot. There will be opportunities, but it's the risk involved. Again, here's another clip showing who they are. As you can see, they show these little bit of shell looks, but watch the commitment that they make here to the run game. I like this. I'm just going to say I'm going to collect everybody in this circle, and you're going to see the counter action with the pullers here, and watch all of this commitment to the run game. Now, 2nd and 5, right? Could West Virginia give an action here? Throw a ball on the outside? Yeah, they could. It actually looks like this is what they do have. Actually looks like they have a little slim with a under route in the RPO game if the quarterback wanted it. Watch the quarterback's eyes right here and his action. His eyes are on this player. If that player commits harder, I bet this ball's going right here. And that's why this player is not committing as hard. It's why, watch him slow play shuffle. See him slow play shuffle? He is looking for any RPO right here. Because the second he sees that quarterback pull, he's going to drop there. We still got those man elements out here. But as we've seen in the other films, look at this safety, shallow safety committing to run. And then look at this movement. You can bet BYU is going to have some play pass set up. You can't not against a team that reacts like this to the run. There has to be some things there to take advantage of it. But this is what TCU is also good at. They want to bring those guys up because what do? When it is 2nd and 5, they're going to commit to stopping it to put them in 3rd down, which is exactly what happens here. Okay, here's a good clip to demonstrate our zone pressure. 2nd and 11, a little bit of a long distance here. You're going to see they're going to watch this. They're going to have these 3 down. And here's a little indicator. Look where this defensive end is lined up over the guard, right? That's a key indicator that you are probably going to get some type of field movement here. And then they got to bring somebody off this edge right here. And that's exactly what they do. So you're going to see D-line, and then you're going to see them. They're going to bring these 2 guys right here. And what they're going to do is they're going to get up to 3 deep, and they're going to play 3 underneath. So it'll be 3 deep, 3 under, classic zone blitz look. Now, I don't know if they quick counted this, but this player coming from depth, he's in a spot that he's not going to be able to do much. Because the ball is snapped here and he's this deep, his reaction or his pressure really, like as you can see, he still hasn't even got to the quarterback. Now, West Virginia doesn't block it up very good. They have a mistake here. This player thinks I'm responsible for the end man on the line of scrimmage. The tackle does not see this secondary player on the pressure. But this is a 3 deep, 3 under look. You will see this sometimes. Some of the key things, eyes. Look at this player's eyes. He is not looking at his man like we've seen in all those other clips where they're playing their man looks. Normally in their man looks, right, you would see those looks. Not every time, but a lot of the times you would get pressed to both sides with eyes on. Notice here, he's got eyes in the backfield. He's got eyes in the backfield. He's off, and they're kind of in between, but you don't have any of those sure man keys. The other thing is this placement of this defensive lineman that is really indicative of they have to add somebody on. Well, if you start to look at the puzzle pieces, that can be an indicator of zone pressure, right? You remember in the beginning, they would line up 5 down, and that's going to be, okay, I'm going to get a jam or bear front. A lot of the times you're going to get man behind it. The other thing they would do is they would walk up one single backer where it would be a 4 down look, but then you would look to the outside and you would see your keys. So these are little things like as if I'm prepping for the game, this little front action right here with these keys on the back end. All right, I'm probably getting a zone pressure look right here. And as you can see, here comes the zone pressure. You see the safety getting to the middle of the field. There's your cover 3. And then as it plays out, he's going to get hands-on, try to reroute. He's going to be the middle player, and he's going to be the curl flat player to the other side of the field. 3 deep, 3 under. Now, they run a dagger concept here, where what that means is it's going to be a seam and an in cut. And versus 3 deep, 3 under, is really tough on this guy because he loses vision of what's behind him. He sees a flat influence. Even if he moves a little, that's going to open up this big lane here for this in cut. So good scheme. They catch it versus a good defense. 3 deep, 3 under is a great throw to, if you can protect against the zone pressure and block yourself up, you're going to have a window for that dagger, which is exactly what happens here. And they hit it for a big gain. Okay, 1st and 10. They make a call here that's a 2-man call. Still kind of staying in line with some of their man schemes, but you're going to see that they play with 2 high safeties. So here, these are going to be your 2 high safeties right here. 2 high safeties. This is going to be your man looks all across the board. And then you're going to get, I believe it's this backer is going to run with the running back as he goes out here. And then the thing that they do is they don't bring a 4th man. This player is just floating. You're going to see right here, he's floating, eyeing. I think he's just keying the quarterback. He sees that the quarterback is in straight pass, so he's going to add on. But you can see these man looks as I let it go. Press here. There's man, 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 and man. 2 high safety, man. Still staying in accordance with some of their man schemes. A lot of the times you see 2 man, not necessarily on 1st and 10. You can see it in a 2-minute drive at times. But a lot of the times that's a 3rd down call, 3rd and long. Teams that don't want to play like Tampa 2 coverage, don't want to play drop 8. Okay, we'll play 2-man. The thing you got to be careful of in 2-man is if the quarterback takes off, there can be a lot of space. And so this is what this player is probably doing. They say, hey, we trust we're going to get enough pressure on you with our 3 down. We don't want to allow for a quarterback to take off and run in 2-man because that can be deadly. But for whatever reason, and I don't know if maybe it's because they've already crossed the 50. They're kind of in that space right here where it's their own territory. It's fringe field goal range. They're trying to keep them out of the red zone. Let's not let them take any shots over the top. We'll play man coverage underneath with 2 high safeties. Okay, last clip here. This is going to be a 2nd and 4 play here. 1st quarter, you can see close to midfield. You're going to see West Virginia's going to give this heavy run action. And what they're doing is they're trying to play quick game. Now, I'm not sure if this is an RPO. It looks like it because of the way that the quarterback kind of shuffles to the line. You know, in other plays, how there has been this apex player here, right? And they've read him, and he's slow played it. Well, here I think it's a similar look, but now he's committing much quicker because of down and distance, 2nd and 4. He commits much quicker, and because he commits, there is no player underneath or reacting to what is this quick out. So what they do is they just tag fade out up here. So it's a run play. It's a run play. They're going to tag fade out. You see BYU is going to do a lot of similar things. They're going to run plays, and then what they're going to do is they're going to tag fade out. They're going to tag hitches. They're going to tag slants. They can tag all these different things, and then what they're going to do is he's going to read, is there a player getting out underneath it? Is there a player working towards it? If not, I can pull. So he pulls it because he says, hey, I got a chance to win right here. But let's go back a little bit. What TCU does by playing press on the outside, playing off on the inside, this guy can also squat just beyond the sticks. This happens a lot. You see him get flat-footed right there? You see that posture? The thing is because this is not straight drop back, the quarterback is paying more attention to this apex player who's coming than he is to the look that he's getting here from the secondary player. So he's making the read. Now right here, he probably sees this player and says, oh, okay, we can win on the out route. He throws the out route, and now that guy jumps it. If this was straight drop back, okay, he may see that player settle right there and know this is going to be tight. He's going to break on this quick out. That's just the way that his posture is telling me. I tell quarterbacks all the time, if you see his chest, he is trying to break on something. He's going to be aggressive. If you see his shoulders turn and he's going to retreat, well, now you know it's going to be easy. So in this look right here, this is why it works for TCU. He jumps it, makes a big play here on the 2nd down to get an interception. But going back to why I put this clip on here, again, you see 3 down front, and you see the way that they react to the run here, BYU will get the same looks because that's who TCU is. So you can see from these looks of the plays I put up of Iowa State, the plays I pulled from TCU, yes, there will be times that they're going to go zone. They're going to play 3 deep. They'll double cloud those corners. It'll be similar to a drop 8 look, but they'll add on 1 backer. They'll also play your standard 3 deep fire zone blitz, or excuse me, not a fire zone blitz, but a zone blitz, where they're going to bring a backer. They may even add a safety to that, make it a 5-man rush. And they're going to play 3 deep behind it. I just want to say thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that one was a little bit long, but I wanted to put a bunch of clips in there to show you who TCU is on defense. I think this could be a really good game for the Cougs. I think it's going to be a tough one. They're going to try to get after us. They're going to get downhill in the run game, but that's going to open up some opportunities to take some shots and be aggressive in the pass game.